All right, man, let's talk about Ben Johnson. I think Ben Johnson is going to have to call the game of his life this week. And you got a feisty 49ers defense. Aggressive. You got one of the best middle linebackers in the game in Fred Warner. You got great pass rushers on the edge and Nick Bosa and Chase Young. I think Javon Kinlaw. They got the kid from Philly over there, Hargraves. So they got a very, very aggressive, good safeties, cornerbacks, and they rated one of the worst in the NFL. But you know they get the job done. If the front seven doing the job, so I think Ben Johnson is really this one of the things where you kind of gotta. He got some bag of tricks. He got some tricks left in the bag. And one thing I do like about the Lions offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson, is one thing that he does is that he tailor makes the game plan each week. He tailor makes the game plan each week for the opponent. And I think he's going to have to call the game of his life this week. And, you know, historically, you know, Jared Goff seen that defense from the 49ers. Now, it's different from D'Amico calling it. It's different from Rob Salah calling it. Steve Wilkes is now calling that defense, and like I said before, he's going to have to be in his bag this week, and I think he's going to have to utilize what great teams do, or what's the objective for every team is to take away what you do best, you know. And the book is the Lions like to run the ball. We want to take away the run. We want to stack the box. Well, Ben Johnson doesn't carry it like that. Ben Johnson, if you didn't notice, he likes to throw to open up the run. You know, that's their formula. They really want to throw to open up the run, and that's a new formula that's been used by modern offensive coordinators. They throw the ball to open up the run. So stacking the box really early on to stop the Lions' run game, that really wouldn't benefit them. And I think the key thing about this week, when you play a defense like the 49ers, you know you want to establish the run, but you want to get explosive chunk plays. And what the 49ers going to want to make the Lions do, they're going to want to stop the run. They're going to make Jared Goff throw outside the hashes. They're going to take the middle of the field away, make them throw outside the hashes, get pressure on them. You know, when he move off the spot, it's a wrap. So, you know, I think what the Lions, you know, is going to have to do is they're going to have to get the ball. They're going to have to open up a new dimension of the offense. And I think two of those dimensions they're going to have to really open up to the offense is two of the guys that can help them win this football game, and that's Jahmyr Gibbs. I think a lot of Jahmyr Gibbs early and often and get him in a rhythm, and I think Jameson Williams. I think if they're going to play off Jameson Williams, I think looking to feed Jameson Williams and looking to get explosive plays. And it's a risk. When you put the ball in young guys' hands who don't have a lot of experience in big moments, you want to preach ball security. You want to preach focus and all those things. You got to be on time, your timing. But I think the key to this game, for them to win this game, they're going to try to take away Laporta. They're going to try to take away St. Brown, right? You know, they're going to try to, you know, stop the running game. But I think the key to this game is getting the ball into guys' hands who can make explosive and chunk plays and first and foremost, ball security. But I think Jameson Williams and Jahmyr Gibbs might be the key to this. When you playing a stingy defense and an aggressive, free-flowing defense, you know, you want to get explosive chunk plays. And they're going to focus in on Montgomery. They're going to focus in on Laporta and Amon-Ra St. Brown. They're going to try to take them away. But I think you got opportunities out the backfield with Jahmyr Gibbs, and Fred Warner is one of the best. He's going to try to handle Laporta and all that. The other linebacker, Greenlaw, is pretty good too. But I'm going to take my chances with Gibbs coming out the backfield. I'm going to take my chances with the third or fourth corner on Jameson Williams, and they got to win their matchups. But Ben Johnson has got to be in his bag this week. You know, He got to be in his bag. Whatever he got tucked up under his sleeve or he got for a special moment, it's time. It's time. It's time to pull those bags out. And I think he's going to be critical to what him and Goff can do. And they got an insight to, some of these guys on defense. Goff, not too long ago played in that division. Not too long ago when he was here in his first year, he played against a lot of those guys on defense. So when you get aggressive pass rushers, you really want to try to run the ball up the middle. But like I said before, they're going to have to be in their bag. And I think the key to this game is explosive plays, ball security, explosive plays. And it's going to be very interesting. Because both of these offenses are really, really similar. I think they get their the football today to Christian McCaffrey in the passing game more than the Lions do. But in my humble opinion, they both want to play action and throw over the middle. So the thing about when you throw over the middle, you really want to miss high. You really want to be accurate. So they're gonna want to force Goff to go outside the hashes. Reynolds, Peoples-Jones, Khalif Raymond, Jameson Williams, they got to win their matchups going outside the hashes down the field. They got to win their matchups. Or, when they get them short passes, they got to take one to the house. The Lions going to need explosive plays. But I'm very interested to see what Ben Johnson actually can cook up offensively. I'm very interested to see what Ben Johnson can cook up offensively. I want to see in this big moment, what is he gonna show that they haven't showed this weekend? You know what I'm saying? What is he got up his sleeve? For almost a curtain call. You almost to the Super Bowl. So I want to see how creatively successful he could be in calling this game. And one of the things that he did, he spotlighted what I said do. But he did it to take away the blitz and not necessarily to form a rhythm in the third quarter. And that's been a trouble quarter for the Lions all year. And for the most part, the defense is held down in the third quarter. One thing that he's done in the Tampa game to take away their blitz, he came out in a hurry-up offense. You know what I'm saying? When you come out in a certain personnel, and they like to keep them two linebackers on the field. So, usually, you don't want to have five guys out. You want to go five wide receivers. You know what I'm saying? You want to keep, you want to keep about 6 men to block in. You want about somebody. But in this situation, I think they might need to spread it out a little bit. If I'm them, I'm probably going back in the backfield a lot of the times. Four pass catchers out there. One of my pass catchers is going to be a tight end. I might come down, crack down on the defensive end, block and release. But I'm looking to spread that San Francisco defense out and create room for my backs. But I think, I think the hurry up might not be another bad option for this, but they like to get pressure. They can manufacture pressure. So you might see more delays, more draws. You might even see a shovel pass here or there. So it's going to be interesting. So I think you might see Jason Cabadine unleashed in this game, the fullback. I think they might give them a look that they're not ready for. San Francisco, you seen it. You seen what Kyle Shanahan's about. Yeah, they can give you a different look when Robert Griffin III is a mobile quarterback, but you know what you're going to get. With Ben Johnson, it's going to be interesting to see what you're going to get. I think you may see the emergence of an up back in this game. I just got a hint. I just think they didn't activate Jason Cabadine for no reason. I think you might see them run behind the fullback in this game a little bit more. And a lot of teams don't do that no more, so... But yeah, I think Ben Johnson gonna have to be in this bag in this game, and I think I'm interested to see how he calls the game in this big game, matching wits with Steve Wilks. I'm very interested. This is the certified him. And last week he called a beautiful game. That wheel route to St. Brown to get him a 2-score lead, that was a beautiful play. It looked like it was a pick. Josh Reynolds didn't run the pick. What about the double post or the double slant? I think it was like a double post that he threw to Josh Reynolds to score that touchdown. So he's very creative. And I'm very, very interested to see how cerebral he is in attacking his defense. I'm very interested to see what his game plan. In my opinion, I think you got to see what they come out, but I think you got to use and abuse Jahmyr Gibbs. I think you got to use and abuse Jameson Williams. I think you got to use and abuse Josh Reynolds. But then again, until they show you that they can take away St. Brown, until they show you that they can take away Sam Laporta, you know, they're for it. But I think when you get the ball into guys that can go 0 to 100 and get chunk plays like Khalif Raymond, get chunk plays like Donovan Peoples-Jones, chunk plays like Jameson Williams and Jahmyr Gibbs, those are going to be the difference in this game. Ball security and the chunk plays that you get. But I do think if I'm a betting man, I think you might see them run behind the fullback a lot more in this game. It's gonna be, I can't call it. It's got to be something gonna be different. He's gonna have to break a what you call it, a trend. And I just think one of the trends they might break, they might run and throw the football this week. And I think if that's the case, going up in there with a fullback. So Aaron Jones has some success running the football. We should see, but I think it's time to unleash Jahmyr Gibbs fully. Love David Montgomery, but I think it's time to subject him to a short yardage back. But one of the things you probably gonna want to use David Montgomery for in this football game, short yardage, goal line, and ball security. If you trying to ice the clock or you got a lead or whatever, you gonna want David Montgomery in there for ball security. But I think it's time to let Jahmyr Gibbs go out there. He fresher than anybody. He hasn't had a ton of carries. He fresher than anybody probably on the field. It's with 2 weeks potentially off, it's time to use and abuse Jahmyr Gibbs, and it's time to use and abuse Jameson Williams. It's time to get the ball in guys who can make big plays and chunk plays and explosive plays. I think it's time to get the ball into those playmakers' hands. So I think at some point they're gonna have to lean on chunk plays. Maybe Reynolds, Peoples-Jones, Jahmyr Gibbs, or Jameson Williams. They're gonna need somebody else to assist Laporta and St. Brown. So it's only so much you can stack and move them around and move the sticks with them. They're going to be looking for them to move the sticks. They're going to be looking for them to do stuff. And he'll have things drawn up they haven't seen on film or break some tendencies with Laporta and St. Brown. But I do think when you can put the ball in a Jameson Williams hand and a Jahmyr Gibbs and Khalif Raymond hand, and they can go 50, 60, 70 yards, you can throw it up to a guy like Peoples-Jones. He can go 60, 70 yards. You can throw it up, and Josh Reynolds could go make a great catch. I think that may be the difference for them than the usual suspect of running the ball, St. Brown, Laporta. So I'm really interested to see what they got cooked up for this defense. I really am. So let me know what you girls and guys think. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Hit the link tree. Find me on X, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.